Hello and welcome to the Nuclear Reactor channel, and today we'll be reacting to part 12 of the What If Raditz series. One more left to go, I guess. Gonna miss it, but let's just get started. And if you like my video, then like it and subscribe. And if you like masakoX, then like his videos and subscribe to him as well. Here we go.
Easy to explain. Hey guys, masakoX here. With the full episode release of R&R coming out very soon, I thought it'd be best to revisit the what if that started it all. The 12th part of the story, which will take us through all the way to the end of the Tournament of Power. What if Raditz turned good? Since
Wait, then what is the part 13? I could have sworn there was part 13, but if this goes to the end of the tournament...
Going away after 5 episodes despite being Goku's brother, instead survived and actually went on to fight alongside his brother and the Z-Fighters. In the last couple of parts, we tackled the immense fight that Raditz and Vegeta had, and their little spat came to its conclusion, and then in turn, Raditz and Goku starting a little bit of their own.
I'll try not to interrupt within the videos though, since I can't pause, so I'll save questions for the end.
The gravitas of the situation, things could have gone south fast, and maybe they might have ended up being enemies again. But in the end, he towed the line, and the lineup we have for the Universe 7 lot in the Tournament of Power pretty much only has a couple of changes, the biggest omission being that there's no Frieza. Because they never needed to get him. And we also saw Ten Shinhan being swapped out by Ranch on his terms by saying that Shima has managed to prove herself as she did in Part 9 by basically being the MVP of the Universe 6 tournament. So, for the record, for loads of people that commented on the last part, Ranch replaced Ten Shinhan, not Frieza. Be that as it may, thank you so much for everyone who supported this what if over the last few months. If you want to check out...
And then Raditz was the one that replaced Frieza, or was it Vegeta?
You can go to the Raditz Turn Good fan club over on DeviantArt. I'll leave a link to it below. And also, today's video is sponsored by the good people over at NordVPN. As right here the fate of the Omniverse is at risk, the internet is at risk too. Every day. I myself have been a victim of identity fraud in the past, and even on my birthday. However, having used it for the last few months, I feel so much safer with NordVPN services. Choose from over 61 countries to protect your internet browsing from ad bots and malicious hackers using military-grade encryption technology.
I'll have to check that out.
Just for your computer. There are Android and iOS apps available, and I love them. Whenever I'm using hotel Wi-Fi, there's no passcode on it, I just turn on NordVPN and I feel so much better. It's so easy to use as well, just pick a server and get going within 5 seconds. And if you use my link, nordvpn.com/masakoX right now, you can, get this, 77% off a 3-year plan with them. Over 3/4 on the house. Hey, if you just try it for 30 days and you don't like it, it's totally fine. There's a money-back guarantee in it for you. Start protecting your internet experience today with 77% off a 3-year plan at nordvpn.com/masako. Right, let's get back to the video. So part 12 begins with our group heading into the world of Void. Goku still comes across Jiren and gets really excited and is of course told to get lost like in the original. The biggest change at this moment is that Caulifla and Kale are interested in finding Ranch, the girl who beat Kaba, the Saiyan girl who beat Kaba. The two find her, but she is shielded by an overprotective Raditz. He tells them to get lost themselves because the fight hasn't started yet. Caulifla then gets all uppity with Raditz, and I can imagine the two of them are just locking eyes in each other. Like, what? How dare you come over here? Oh yeah? Well, I can go wherever I want. When the fight proper begins, Gohan and the rest of the Earthlings then just stick together, including Ranch, who's basically going to do whatever Gohan wants her to do because, you know, she looks up to him. Goku and Vegeta are set upon by the fighters of Universe 9 as well, with an even bigger motivation this time from the Trio de Danger, because, remember back in the last part, Vegeta almost killed one of their brothers, but unfortunately the trio are knocked out of the ring by Goku and Vegeta with a merged final Kamehameha. The first time that that's happened in this universe, and this really interests the pair of them. I didn't know you could do that, Vegeta. That's really cool. Oh, interesting. Maybe the prince is interested in making Kakarot his new rival and someone to strive for. In the initial parts of the tournament, Raditz is trying to avoid Goku because he's still mad at him, so keeping a distance is probably for the best bet right now. So he puts his efforts into taking out Roselle and Napapa like Frieza did in the original. Meanwhile, Ranch is being set upon and targeted by the likes of Frost, who understandably wants to get his revenge on the girl who embarrassed him during the Universe 6 tournament. But she doesn't have time for any of this. She immediately powers up to Super Saiyan 2, finds Frost, and then just smacks him out of the ring. And thus, Krillin is saved for the time being. Krillin would then indeed go on to fight Majora of Universe 4, win that round, and then regroup with the rest of the Earthlings. Now that Ranch is getting her blood flowing with so much fighting and excitement going on, she then decides to break off from the Earthling group. She then finds Raditz, and together they perform some tag team combo moves on some of the other lesser-known fighters, including an attack that they came up with that they could do together called Fortnite, which is basically just a double weekend. However, Ranch spots Kale being assailed by Methiop of Universe 10, you know, the big squid guy. But instead of going over and just talking to her, she decides to just jump up and then send a flying kick to Methiop, knocking him out of the ring. Yeah, that's definitely the saying, alright. Kale thanks her for the assist and is just very shy about all of this, but then Caulifla shows up and just distracts everything. Caulifla then eyes up Ranch and just goes, so you're a Saiyan, huh? What's with the tail? Ranch then explains that all Universe Saiyans, at least at birth, have a tail. This intrigues Caulifla greatly, and she desires to see what a Universe 7 Saiyan can do. That means that instead of Goku, Ranch is Caulifla's guinea pig. The pair then begin to fight with Kale looking on in total awe of her
That sounds so cool.
They go through the base form, Super Saiyan, Ultra Super Saiyan for a brief moment, and then of course Super Saiyan 2.
Can't wait
At
till
this
he
point,
gets to
both
that.
of them are
R&R.
equal in power, but Ranch does have the upper hand given her experience with martial arts from all of the training that she's done with Goku and Raditz. That does count for something. Caulifla, remember, she was the leader of a gang. She was more of a brute, so like with Frieza, she's not really had that much training, other than what she might have gleaned from her brother Renzo. Remember, Caulifla has an older brother. But then Ranch really turns the screw by unleashing her recent weapon that she acquired from Bulma as a late birthday present. And by late, I mean that Bulma practically forgot her birthday and just went like, crap, go think of something. She unravels the bow from her hair, and we see the power bow. But Masako, you're just inserting Mary Sue weapons now? No, this is gonna go somewhere in part 13. Just hold your horses. The ribbon can now, thanks to Bulma's engineering, actually channel ki. And depending on what kind of ki Ranch channels through it, it can be a different type of weapon. A certain type of ki, it could be just like a whip. Other types of ki, it could be just like a blade. It depends on what she wants. Sharper is beside himself with fury, saying, "This is an outside accessory! How dare she use this? She should be disqualified!" But, as you know,
Zeno.
with Zeno, or at least the Zenos in the original, he thinks that this is really, really cool and ingenious, and he's going to allow it because, you know, he does that. He goes like, rules? What rules? Caulifla doesn't mind, though. She's just really excited to be fighting. She manages to duck and dive under the power bow's assault. It's looking really, really spectacular. It's so much flourish. The pair then take a break for a second, and she asks whether there's a greater power than Super Saiyan 2. Having been energized by all of this fighting, pretty much never been this energized before in her life, Ranch then does let slip that there is a higher power than Super Saiyan 2, Super Saiyan 3. She does know the form technically, because she has seen it been done before, but she's never used it because, as she would know, and we all know, it's kind of pointless. And as that's happening, Kale's beginning to feel isolated because Caulifla's completely forgotten that Kale's even there. Ranch succeeds in going Super Saiyan 3, but immediately regrets it. This is what the power drain must feel like, so she's got to get this done fast so she can go somewhere and recover. Thanks to the power difference, though, Caulifla is easily slammed to the ground, and this makes Kale feel even more angry, because now her senpai's in danger. She's got to help her somehow, and then Ranch is just there. She's getting more like, yes, yes! It's at that point Kale goes berserk and rounds on Ranch. Ranch then decides she needs to get the heck out of there. She tries to power down, but it's too late. Kale just whomps her, and then she gets sent flying, and Ranch is out of the ring. She's out. Up in the stands, Ranch is completely beside herself, not knowing what happened, and immediately regrets her decision to go Super Saiyan 3. She vows to herself that she will never transform into it again. She let her pride and arrogance get the better of her, just like her father. Beerus is indeed very disappointed in her, but at least she managed to take out that slimeball Frost and saved Krillin for the time being. The rest of the Tournament of Power goes on as pretty much the same as it does in the original, with only instead of Hamilla taking out Ten Shinhan, Krillin is the one to do that instead, because the basic moveset of Krillin and Ten Shinhan is kind of the same. They both know the multi-form technique, so they could still do that same trick. But unfortunately, it's still someone bald that gets eliminated in that round. Everything stays the same all the way until the point we see Ultra Instinct Goku for the first time going against Jiren. This astounds both Raditz and Vegeta, and Raditz is now thinking, maybe I could do it. But he is then distracted when Goku has lost all of his energy and is about to be thrown out of the ring. He has to go find him and give him some of his energy, just like Frieza did. And I think he'd be a little bit more inclined to give a little bit more energy. And this would be the point when Raditz is like, okay, brother, I forgive you. Because, you know, it's imperative that Goku stays in the tournament, because if he's not, then Universe 7 has no chance. Hit and Jiren's fight plays out the same, and we pretty much have the same amount of eliminations as we do in the original. We then cut to when Kappa's about to be eliminated by Mona of Universe 4. Instead of Vegeta stepping in, it's Raditz that steps in, because he remembers that young boy from the Universe 6 arc and has taken a shining to him.
Aww.
And he is more inclined to want to become this young boy's master. Champa's really confused and then goes to his brother, What's he doing? And then Beerus is just, I don't know, showboating, I guess. Caulifla then goes on to fight Goku, having gotten a hankering for Super Saiyan 3, and hoping that this Saiyan knows the form too. And then, of course, the fusion card is instigated when Champa feels like that they both need to get the upper hand. And we then get to see Kefla go against Goku.
Kefla!
That scene plays out the same as it does in the original, with Raditz being distracted by Toppo, and then we get to see Ultra Instinct Goku. And this annoys Raditz somewhat. He feels in his pocket, and then he has the Potara. He was planning to fuse with Kakarot, and it's just like, what? He's fighting! I wanted to fight a fusion! Universe 2 and 6 are promptly eliminated, with neither Raditz's presence or Frieza's omission making any difference. Where's Vegeta at this point, masako? Well, he's adopting the Frieza position and just lurking around, taking potshots at people that are not expecting it. He's biding his time to use the full force of Super Saiyan 4. We are heading towards the end game, and that plays out kind of the same, with Goku and Raditz leading the full assault against Jiren, and Vegeta skulking about again. But then he has to take on Dispo in Super Saiyan 4, with Gohan giving the assist. And with being in Super Saiyan 4, Vegeta is still prone to Dispo's grabbing of the tail. Goku is starting to doubt himself because he's getting majorly fatigued, but Raditz is like trying to be the bigger brother and go, snap out of this, Kakarot! You can do it! But then Goku is just talking nonsense and getting really, really despondent. But then Raditz just does... He shuts his brother up and tells him that everything will be okay. Goku initially protests this, but then stops. It's as if he understood something, or got the taste for fighting again. So, okay, at this point, does Raditz get that stupid Super Saiyan Blue evolution power like Vegeta did? Well, no. I'm going to take a leaf out of the manga and the Goku Black Zamasu arc, and instead of that form, Raditz gets something a little bit more akin to that, and I think it was actually the better of the two. Mastered Super Saiyan Blue. Like what happened with Goku in that chapter, Raditz begins to actually bring in all of the ki that is initially being exuded in Super Saiyan Blue.
Damn.
So everything is operating at maximum efficiency, and therefore all the power is available to him. This promptly leads to then Toppo jumping in, fighting Raditz for a second time. While this has all been going on, Vegeta has managed to take out Dispo with Gohan's help, and is feeling really keen to disrupt things again. He then takes a potshot against Toppo, and as we see with Frieza being underhanded, this angers Toppo greatly, and we eventually see him go beast mode. Ooh, okay. I don't want Toppo breaking anybody. The two of them go on to struggle because they are both feeling fatigued, and Raditz is beginning to fail. He has no other choice but then to try and ape something that Goku did in the manga as well. And I think Raditz would do this. Hakai. How does he know this, Masako? Well, I could ask Goku the same thing after seeing this in the manga.
Exactly.
How? Well, if it's there, it could be available to Raditz. Toppo and Raditz would then Hakai each other out of the ring, they'd both be eliminated, and the ring would therefore be destroyed, or at least half of it, like we saw in the original anime. We then head into the final stretch with Vegeta, 17, and Goku taking on Jiren. The Universe 7 fighters are getting desperate, and Goku's struggling to find out what he can do. But then Goku remembers something, and he decides to bite down hard. Well, remember when Raditz put his hand over Goku's mouth? There was a sensu being cupped in there. Yeah, Raditz being sneaky and all that, that's in his motivation and personality. And then Raditz is just sitting there with his arms crossed going, oh, it worked. Goku gets back up, with the bean taking a little while to digest, but it means that eventually he falls into unconsciousness, but the Ultra Instinct power is then re-energized. This fight continues with Goku learning how to master the form like he does in the anime. This time, though, he does succeed in beating Jiren. Since the sensu bean brought him back to full health, it's meant that his body's not suffering from the fatigue and struggle and lack of integrity like we saw in the original, so he can actually do the deed and take out the final boss and eliminate Jiren. I mean, don't get me wrong, Goku is still absolutely poleaxed and tired, but at least his body's not exploding. So when it comes to making the wish on Super Shenron, Goku is coaxed and is hinted to, bring everybody back. Everything then reverts back to the way it was, with Vegeta now feeling invigorated to test his new powers out against Kakarot. This then leads to potentially what can happen after the Tournament of Power, as well as the end of Z. What would happen exactly? Well, that's what Part 13 is going to talk about. So what do you guys think? Are you excited to see what might happen at the end of Z? What do you think Ranch and the kids would get up to? Leave a comment below and let's get this discussion going. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. Until the next one, be sure to like and subscribe. Catch you later.
Okay, now questions. First of all, it doesn't seem like in really Goku's nature, because that would have been technically been cheating with the sensu bean. Him eating that, because they said no medicines, no weapons, or anything within the tournament. And I know with Zeno and all, but honestly, should have been disqualified with that. And then another thing, why didn't they teach Ranch how to use the energy orb to transform, since she still has her tail? That's what I was wondering, because then she could go the Golden Uzaru and possibly also reach Super Saiyan 4 as well. Let me know, though, because that confuses me. That could have been a very good Zenkai boost and stuff, but didn't do it. And that's about all I gotta ask from this. This is really getting good, and I can't wait till it reaches this point in the R&R. So, until next time, see you guys later.